This is Patriot Homestead. I want to talk about a few people that have inspired me over the years. I want to begin with my dad and tell a little story about them. And I've quite a few of them, so this will only be the first two of some of the people that have shaped me in my life and who God has brought to me and help mold me. And the Lord always brings people into your life to help to guide you, and you learn from them, and perhaps both of you benefits and things. But I want to start reading this, and I hope it blesses you. And I know that it's a little different than what I put out normally, but there's a motive, there's a reason for it, and the reason is because the Lord, He has a plan from the beginning, and He has a plan for you in your life, and He puts people on your path to help shape you, and you learn from each and every one of them. And the first one was my dad, and so I'm going to start reading if you don't mind, and I hope it blesses you. As I look at the pictures of the past, I realize that God had a plan and has a plan. He brought me many people in my life to help me grow in many different ways. I have learned so much through working and being friends with them. I was taken under their wing, adopted in a way. As my daddy is the first great man that I knew, that I know. I was and am a blessed daughter. He continues to help me and guide me in the path I should go. I know Jesus is always first to guide us along our way, but He puts certain people on our paths to help us grow. Daddy worked on a dairy farm for 43 years. We had a nice childhood growing up. My sister and I, would play on the hay bales, play in the cottonseed, and go walking in the pastures. See, He had a plan for me to grow up in the way that I did. It was a blessing and a treasure, that part of my childhood. Daddy was always kind, and he didn't yell at us. I had a lot of respect for him. We helped each other. At night, I would read my school books to him, and he would help me with my math. I remember, I would bring in the wood, the stove wood and things. He would be down at the farm milking the cows, and he'd come back about 6 o'clock, almost dark, and I would have supper cooked for him and stuff. My sister, she didn't never take to cooking. She was older than me a little bit, but I knew that Daddy wanted to hurry up and get in bed and rest and things, and so I started cooking for him. And Daddy did just as much for me. He would come home and help me with my math and things, and he's just always been such a blessing to me. He plays the harmonica, and even today, he helps guide me and shares his wisdom with me. Like, he gets a word from the Lord, and he'll tell me, over the phone. That's the first thing he'll say, "Darlene, I got to tell you something," and he has dreams and things, and he's just such a blessing to me. But that's the first great man that, besides Jesus, of course. It says, Daddy was always kind, and he didn't yell at us, and I have a lot of respect for him. And he would read Bible stories to us, me and my sister, and I'm thankful. And God knows who we need, and what we need, and He has a plan. I need to remember that. I really do. We all do. When my children were small and Jonathan was a little bitty thing, I met the Chicken Man, an old-timer that I adopted as my grandpa in a way. We sure loved him. He'd always have Pepsis and little Debbie cakes or cookies for my kids and things. And there was a way that I met him. I was trying to get some hatching eggs and things, and you know, that's how you know, we come in contact, looking for hatching eggs, you know. And I'll read. It says, he would always have my kids cookies and Pepsi waiting for us when we'd visit. I would go and get hatching eggs from him. He was an artist. He would always draw on the eggs pictures of guineas and quails. And my kids and I didn't have no grandpappy. And so it worked out well. We would go and garden over there and harvest. And it was just a blessing, you know. He would tell stories about his life, and I remember sitting on the couch and my kids and stuff, they'd be eating cheesy poofs, and it was just, you know, we didn't have nobody to tell us stories or anything, you know, and it blessed us, you know, it blessed him. He grew the biggest garden, and he grew the biggest green beans on his land. He used an outhouse and washed his clothes by hand. And we had to use the outhouse. I remember Jonathan didn't want to go in the outhouse. He had a regular toilet and things, but he was really frugal, and he didn't want to use the regular toilet or the washing machine, you know. And that's how people did. They if they grow up in a certain way like they did back then, they know how to do things to save money, and you know, that's what we're going to have to do eventually. Well, we do it now, but I'm saying there might be coming a time that we won't, you know, have the luxuries that we do now, like electricity and things. One day something happened. I heard that he had had a heart attack and wouldn't go to the hospital. I knew in my heart that we'd best go see him. It was urgent, and maybe we could convince him to go. Driving there, me and the kids, we got out, and he had a metal bell, and they'd always ring it before they go in, and he would come out and unlock the gate. Well, this time, he couldn't come to unlock the gate, and we had to climb over the gate. And we went on in, and there he was lying there. And the kids and I, we all said goodbye. And I remember what he always would say. He said, "Hey, babies." He loved my kids. And he said, "Hey, babies," all my kids, we gathered around him to tell him goodbye, and we loved him. Weeks before, I had been talking to him about the Bible, asking him if he believes, and he told me yes, and that he'd been reading the Bible. And so as we left, climbing over that fence, I looked, and he had managed to get up himself out of the bed to wave goodbye out the window. And Jonathan and I, we went to his funeral, and this was back in 2010. So this, I will tell you, is the first man other than my father that taught me things, stories, and memories we have. My kids always remember the Chicken Man, Charlie O'Neill, and God rest his soul. God uses all of us to help one another, to learn and guide in some form or fashion. These stories I'm going to be telling you is kind of a continuation about the people that have been brought into my life and who've helped me to learn about the things that I have. And I hope that it blesses you some which way. But what I'm getting at is, you know, there's a plan for all of us. And he will put certain people, you know, in there to help teach you something. And, you know, I'm already benefiting from the things that I was taught from all of these people that I'm going to tell you about. And I just wanted to share that. I thought it might touch somebody's. And but I don't want y'all to be sad or anything. You know, I'm a sentimental person, and I just wanted to shed light on how God uses all of us and stuff to help one another. I want to tell you something. I was wondering where my cardinal was because I hadn't seen it in months. And I'd been thinking about it, and I got it some bird food, and I thought about it yesterday, wondering where my cardinal was. And this morning, the red cardinal showed up, and it was just staring at me. And I wondered where the female was. It was kind of sad. And turns out it was there eating. So, you know, I don't know how all this works, but, like, you can be thinking about something or praying about it, and it'll happen, you know. But God knew that I was worried about the cardinal and sent it this morning. But anyway, y'all have a great day, and appreciate you listening. God bless you.